As the CEO of Tesla announced intentions to lay off 10% of the company's salaried workforce over the next 3 months, Elon Musk cautioned that a US recession is more likely than not on the horizon. Keep watching this video to learn more about Elon Musk. A recession is coming. Is the US economy done for? Elon Musk has stated that the US economy is headed for a catastrophic recession and that the Federal Reserve needs to stop raising interest rates in order to prevent the slump from getting worse. We're headed into, I think, quite a serious recession, he told Twitter employees in a meeting on Thursday, according to The Verge. Musk added that he expects the economic slump to last a year or two. The Tesla, SpaceX, and Twitter CEO pointed to the recent surge in companies laying off workers as evidence of trouble ahead. He also noted the excruciatingly difficult task of keeping his businesses afloat during the dot-com crash and financial crisis had traumatized him, making him paranoid about recessions. Since he became the new owner of Twitter, Musk has been giving similar cautions, notably in his first email to the company staff. Since our business is so dependent on advertising in this difficult economic climate, the future of the economy is grim, he added. Fears of a recession have increased this year as a result of the Fed's strong efforts to cool the economy and lower inflation. Inflation soared to a 40-year high of 9.1% in June and remained over the Federal Reserve's target rate of 2% a year at 7.7% in October. The U.S. Central Bank increased interest rates in reaction to the threat, raising them from near zero in March to a range of 3.75% to 4%, and indicating they may climb over 5% for the first time since 2007. Several critics who share his views have received support from Musk. Cathie Wood, CEO of ARK Invest and a tech evangelist, for instance, tweeted on Saturday that her team believes inflation is falling and that further rate hikes could pave the way for a second Great Depression. A U.S. recession is inevitable and upcoming in the short term. A recession is inevitable at some point. As to whether there is a recession in the near term, that is more likely than not, Musk said in an interview via video link at the Qatar Economic Forum in Doha on Tuesday. Musk confirmed intentions outlined in an internal email obtained by Reuters earlier this month that Tesla planned to cut the number of salaried employees by 10%. We anticipate expanding our hourly workforce. On the other hand, we expanded quite quickly in the salaried sector, perhaps a little too quickly in certain cases, Musk said as a way of justifying reduced salaries for existing workers. Tesla employs just under 100,000 people, but Musk claims that the layoffs would result in a reduction of about 3.5% due to the fact that salaried employees make up about 1/3 of the workforce. While the company is increasing the number of hourly employees who make up about 2/3 of the workforce. Musk's prediction is consistent with statements made by other business leaders, such as Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan, who said earlier this month that a storm is just out there down the road coming our way. Even while the world's greatest economy struggles to address rising gasoline prices and inflation, which is at its highest in 40 years, U.S. President Joe Biden repeated on Monday that he felt a U.S. recession was not imminent. Lawrence Summers, a former U.S. Treasury Secretary, predicted a recession on Sunday on NBC News. Musk also discussed his $44 billion, £36 billion purchase of Twitter, which the board of the social media company formally approved on Tuesday. According to Musk, there are still outstanding difficulties, such as the debt component of the agreement and the volume of spam users. The Tesla CEO's attorneys have cautioned him that a disagreement over how Twitter determines the amount of phony or spam accounts on its platform could cause him to back out of the agreement. He reiterated his skepticism regarding Twitter's claims that fraudulent or spam accounts constituted less than 5% of its 229 million daily active users, saying, "We're still awaiting resolution on that topic, and it's a very big matter." Musk also questioned the $13 billion in debt financing for the transaction that's being raised from a group of banks. 30% chance of hitting a slump. Musk's analysis comes as Wall Street has raised expectations for an impending recession. Goldman Sachs said on Tuesday that the U.S. now has a 30% risk of experiencing such a downturn within the next year, up from its earlier prediction of 15%. The business noted a cumulative 48% likelihood that the U.S. would have a recession during the following 2 years. Meanwhile, the risk of recession over the coming year has increased from 20% to 35%, according to Morgan Stanley's senior U.S. equity analyst Mike Wilson. Given the Fed's situation with inflation, a recession is no longer just a tail possibility at this point. According to a note written by Wilson on Tuesday, the same day, Deutsche Bank also announced that it now anticipates an earlier recession than previously anticipated. Musk has previously spoken out about how the U.S. is rapidly heading into a recession. He predicted one would most likely occur in the spring or summer of 2022, but no later than 2023, in a statement made in December. In a tech conference in May, Musk stated, "I've been through a couple recessions, and what tends to happen is if you have a bubble that goes on for too long, you get a misallocation of capital. It literally begins showering money on fools." In contrast, President Joe Biden emphasized in a recent interview with the Associated Press that a recession is still preventable and advised people to maintain their optimism.